welcome to our Morning Throners podcast.
I'm Nelson.
I'm Glow.
And I'm Jeff.
We're the fucking Morning Throners.
Let's fucking go, baby! What we've been waiting for all this fucking time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Morning Throners podcast, the Battle of Winterfell edition. And it did not disappoint.
Episode 1 is what we thought we wanted. It disappointed. Episode 2 is what we thought was going to make up for it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for 2 years for.
This is what we've been waiting 10 years for.
Maybe since I was born.
Maybe since I was
Yeah, they did not disappoint with, again, like, I don't need, like, action to be great, but the action was good. Probably not as many deaths as everyone was hoping for, but some quality ones with some quality scenes, and we'll dive in now, I guess.
Let's just give some major pros and cons that you thought, and then also your rating. So, Jeff, you go first, Mr. Critical. Let's get the rating for this episode.
All right, rating.
What were your previous two, if you remember?
My previous two was like a 6.7 and a 7.4, I think.
I think you were 6 flat and 7.4.
No, I don't go rookie score.
Okay. I think you were 6.3 for some reason. Because I was 6.7. You were below me.
This is a 9.1. It's a 9.1. It's a good episode. A lot of great parts. I think starting off with, we thought the Dothraki horde with the, swords on fire was going to be a badass move, and it turned out to be nothing. Like, that was cool. A lot of just the mayhem going around. I don't like that there's points where it's just really quiet in Winterfell. I think that doesn't make any sense when there's 800 million, White Walkers breaking down walls and stuff, and then, there's just 3 in the library walking around. Didn't make much sense. But that's where I stand. I think it was pretty good.
All right, Glow.
I'll probably give it a 9.4. Similar things that Jeff said. I mean, good action. Lyanna Stark's killing the giant was pretty awesome.
Mormont.
Oh, yeah, Lyanna Mormont, sorry. And exactly what he said. There's a lot of weird, quiet parts walking through, like, the halls of Winterfell. Everything would be crazy loud. There'd be whites running around everywhere. But other than that small part, I think the episode was great.
I think I'm going to go in between you guys and go with a 9.2. This episode's awesome, but like you guys said, there's some major, like, just things that don't make sense plot-wise. Like, how is it so quiet when Arya's in the library? Like, shit should be going on outside that. Also, like, when the storm comes in, I get that mechanic, and I get that's, like, a huge advantage that the White Walkers have, but it makes it really hard to see what's going on, especially in the dragon. Like, all the dragon flying is really just, like, except for when they go above the clouds, which is freaking awesome. But the rest of it is just, like, so close up, and there's so much snow and fog, you can't, like, it's not like you can see where they are in relation to anything, like...
I think the dragons fighting in the air was one of the cooler things that we saw.
Yeah.
But
they could have done it. I think they might have been able to do a little bit more and some cleaner, maybe like zoomed out so you could see like who was biting who, because that got tricky at times. But
yeah,
it was awesome. I liked when the dragons collided in the snowstorm. Like, that was sweet.
And you don't know which dragon it is. Like, everybody here was like, who was that? Like,
we thought it was Viserion, but
yeah, it was Danny. So next let's address the fantasy
death pool.
Fantasy death pool. So do you have it?
I have it. I've written down. So after episode 3, up to this point, no deaths yet. So that was kind of one thing that we were upset about, that no deaths in the first 2 episodes, but we finally were able to come clean. And there is one question that still needs to be answered, according to my team. But we'll start with Nelson's first. Slow start for Nelson.
Who's the very first pick I had? Very first pick of the entire draft. With pick number 1.
Pick number 1.
Fantasy draft.
It was an alley-oop.
The Night King.
The Night King.
Ooh. Lemon cakes are done.
Lemon cakes are done. So, in honor of Game of Thrones, we made some corn fritters and lemon cakes, so that's coming out of the oven now.
From the cookbook?
From the Game of Thrones cookbook. A little humble brag that Nelson is a freak and has all that stuff. So, Nelson gets lucky with the Night King. He picked he had the first pick, so nice 5-pointer because he guessed that it was in episode 3, and then obviously the 2 points from being in the first 3 episodes. So, Nelson sitting at 5 points.
Woo.
Glow with an early lead. Came out of nowhere late with Theon
And Jorah, baby.
and Jorah both picked to die this episode. So Glow is sitting ahead with 10 points. And right now, I am in second with a confirmed 7, with Barrack being a 5-pointer and Melisandre, the Red Woman, being a 2-pointer because I guessed that she was going to die last episode. And then there's a little controversy because we haven't seen Ghost since he ran off with the Dothraki herd. They're saying he's in the trailer for the next one. It looks like a little shrimpy white dog. So the jury's not out yet. I got hope.
He's alive.
I got hope for a 5-pointer
You
coming
got
from
screwed
Ghost.
by the coming trailer with Ghost, just like I did with Rhaegal.
Yeah, we know. We had a couple that we were hoping were going to die. Gilly was up in the air. Rhaegal was
We
up
needed
in the
a few
air.
die your wounds next episode.
Yeah.
A couple die of your wounds.
Cleganeble's still possible.
Clegane is still possible, which is good for me. Right off the bat, though, I'm in trouble because I have Bran and Jaime dying of wounds in episode 4. So unless some crazy shit happens next episode,
Yeah, not much
You
wounds.
think Bron's going to kill Jaime
And the thing is, from here on out, we only get 1-pointers, right? If you're not guessing the episode correctly, it's 1-pointer. So I need 5 right to catch up to Glow from where I am now if I don't get the episode number right?
Let's go.
Those bonus points are huge, and especially this episode was
Yeah,
make
but
or break.
looking
and
at
I
Glow's
shit the
team,
bread.
he doesn't have many able. I don't know.
Who?
I guess he does.
Yeah, everyone's going to die.
Everyone could die. He's got Dany and Cersei, so one of the 2 bitches die most likely. Bronn, we haven't seen since the beginning of episode 1. He's got to make a comeback soon.
Yeah,
Maybe on the King's Road or something like that when they're in transit. Jorah's dead. Arya, not gonna die. Too bad of a bitch.
Yeah, she's not dying, but
Tormund, Varys, Tyrion, Drogon. I don't think Drogon's dying either.
I think Drogon and Dany die together.
I think I hear, the Red Woman hasn't lied to us since Varys is probably going to die. So, probably a good pick with there.
All right, so after that, I guess we just go right into the episode.
Yeah, let's roll.
Nothing else to cover besides overview and draft.
Yeah, sounds right.
All right, so we're watching it live. We started it when we started the episode, so we're at the part where the Dothraki just charged in, just to remind us as we're going. What happens before this? Basically, we just get the lay of the land.
We see Sam
Starts with Sam
really
shaking.
scared. Then kind of everybody just getting set up. Dragons are flying.
Yeah, we see Dany and Jon take off on the dragons.
And then Melisandre shows up, and then she likes all the weapons for the Dothraki.
Yeah, so
sweet part there.
I'm going to point out the problems I have as we go. The Melisandre thing, she left and went to Volantis just to learn these 2 spells. She knew ahead of time she was going to need to light the pit and light the swords. I don't understand, why she went to Volantis.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real reason, I don't think. I don't know.
I don't know if we'll find out now here.
Yeah, probably not. But she has said that she had to die in this strange land. She had told Arya they were going to meet again, which they did. And she told Davos when she first shows up she's going to die before the sunrise.
Yeah. Yeah, so she
fulfills her
did her
promises.
part. Yeah. I think something that was really cool too was Dany still had a little bit of angst to Jon when they were up top on the mountain, and I guess we don't know if their plan was that the Night King was going to be in the front lines. They were hoping for that, and they could swoop down on him then. Because when Dany wants to hop on Drogon, Jon's trying to keep her back.
Yeah, Jon says he's not here yet, or the Night King's not here.
And she's like, the dead is here, and she says it kind of pissed off.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're at now, and you get that because she's watching her people die, and just
it's
standing
her
there
people,
watching.
not Jon's people.
Her people sacrificed themselves. All of our Dothraki, most of our Unsullied are gone. So now she's got the North and the Vale.
So I'm going to talk about one thing real quick about how this whole fighting thing works, because we had some people who were watching with us that were a little confused. They're like, well, when the Night King rises everybody up half through the episode, now they've just increased the size of their army. They haven't. As long as any single person in the living army kills 2 with Dragonglass before he dies, right? So say you kill 2, then die, 2 dead, and then the Night King rises. That's a 2-for-1, right? So you're still down one total. You're still down one total.
If they go 2 for 1, it'll be even. It'll be because then another white comes back.
Yeah, another white comes back. So
you need to be
so
3.
You
need to kill
2,
3 to be positive.
Exactly. So as long as this
Positive
person's
KD.
killing 3, then you are helping
The cause.
right?
Uh,
Still not good. And when these Dothraki go and get their swords lit up, Like you gotta just hope that each one killed at least 3, right? And that's how they would have done their part because they're coming back eventually.
Yeah. And one of our viewers and podcast listeners wrote into us on Twitter at DPOM. She didn't like how the scene was so dark.
The whole
outside, like all of it's so much moving. You just really see people slashing.
Well, a lot of people get complaints too, like because a lot of people stream this right online and they don't watch it via cable. You get like rendering issues with the dark colors. Like we're watching the screen here, you can see anywhere that is black, you get like a full black, and if
like
it's
a
a
fake
light,
black.
like you get like 3 gradient shades of gray.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
like, it's not a perfect gradient. It looks really compressed, like because it just is deciding we don't have enough.
You need it to be at night.
Yeah,
for
you
this
do.
battle.
Yeah.
You do.
And it needs to be cold as shit. I actually really like that the snowstorm came in.
Yeah.
I don't like that it stayed back then. Like it created a wall. I wish it kind of like flew through Winterfell, like knocked them down, and then.
Well, I like it because like we're all book fans, and like that's a thing they can do. Like when they show up in the books, like there's a storm. It's like dark. Like,
whenever the
and
White Walkers show up.
we don't really see them having this power in the show. But like, you're like, well, the whole time I'm just thinking like, somebody's got to show up and kill a White Walker because like we don't stand a chance with going against the actual like whites. And Danny sees them all, and I'm like, just do a drive like. What she did on the baggage train, just do that to all those whites when they're on the forest line. But then the storm comes in, and you're just like, wow, well, that's a great plot device of why they can't just go for them with the dragons
right away.
Exactly. So I actually really like this storm too. Even though, and we're watching right here, even though it does kind of make the rest of the episode like I can't see what the heck is going on with these dragons, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah,
The
it
wall
comes
of
in cool.
storm right there.
Yeah. So the next thing we see is we get Arya and Sansa up on the battlements, and we find out that that's where they are, and Arya gives Sansa the dragonglass dagger that comes up.
Yeah. So when I thought that Arya was giving her this blade, it was definitely not to defend herself it was to take herself out if she goes down.
Kind of like
In her own life.
Kind of like Cersei and
Sir Ilan Payne.
yeah. Take herself out, like, just do it. I don't think it was to defend herself at all. It looked like later on that she was holding it. I don't know, we'll get there.
But that's some pushy shit to kill yourself. Why not just go out fighting?
But, I mean, Sansa admitted that she
I
was
guess,
supposed
and
to. She said
also-
she wasn't worth a shit.
And like we
in
just
the
said, if
battle.
I'm going to go out fighting, then I have to kill 2 in order to make it even. If Sansa kills herself with dragonglass, it's even, right?
Yeah.
Unless she becomes a White Walker, because we don't really know what happens when you stab yourself with dragonglass.
Lead us into this. Oh, no, that's not it.
But yeah, I think, and it's also interesting that Arya's up on the wall, not on the front lines. So I mean, it makes sense for her fighting style.
I mean,
she's
she's got a spear and she's got arrows.
yeah,
She doesn't have a sword and a horse. You know, that's not her style.
So-
She's not wearing heavy armor and shit either.
So one of the other complaints I have about this episode is, and it just happened, like when the army rushes for the first time, it's like a wave.
Yeah.
Like it's like
It's
twice
like
the height
10
of
people high.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like at least 12 feet high of just these bodies, like they're stacked on top of each other, and literally all the heroes: the Hound, Bran, Jaime,
Gendry, Pod.
all of them.
Front line. None of them.
Grey Worm.
None of them die there.
A lot of them are like tackled by multiple.
Sam's there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he doesn't die.
Sam gets
What?
saved here, and we get our first major death coming right now, which I called. I knew he was the first person to die.
My boy.
I'm just 2 episodes behind. Ed, see ya. Good death. He deserved it.
He asked them to burn him. They didn't burn him.
He did not.
He comes back.
He came
Yeah,
back.
you're
That's
fucking
what
right.
he didn't want.
Last one out.
That's
Burn the
fucked
rest
up.
of us. You said it last episode.
Yeah.
You dick, Sam. You had a chance to burn him and you didn't.
Just crazy.
Sam's a
Red.
little bitch.
All right, we get a new
Too
scene
many.
here.
Yeah, too many head guys in awful positions, like positions you can't come back from.
Yeah,
And
on
they-
the front
and they
line.
came
And they
back.
still-
That's my problem. Is like we were expecting, I think, probably more death. Would you say?
I
in
definitely
general,
thought there was going to
Yeah.
be more people dying.
for main characters, and I'm afraid they're gonna not be afraid to. Like I'm afraid.
I think
HBO
HBO's gone too Hollywood on us. Like George isn't in charge anymore. George probably would have killed more people off.
Like in the books, Brienne at one point at the end fights 2 people, Rourke and Biter. 2 people back to back, 1-on-1, then a 1-on-1, right? Not 2 at once. Nothing. Just
Yeah.
Rourke wins, but she's banged up, and then Biter and loses, gets almost to death.
Yeah.
he's like very realistic about his fight scenes. Even like John isn't like a superhero in
Yeah,
fight scenes.
John
like, he
gets
can
his
get
ass
fucked up.
beat by-
Yeah, the Whites. Ghost saves his ass every single time John's in a fight. And here they're like Mace Windu and so like literally nothing can stop you. Like, so I'm afraid that these guys, there's nothing that can happen that kills these guys. You know. Unless it's like a plot device where Cersei's being sneaky or Bronn shoots Tyrion with a crossbow. You know, I feel like they're just like, nothing can kill these guys. They got plot armor.
Yeah, especially in battles. I mean,
yeah, like I'm never like,
get touched.
I'm really
Except for Jordan.
this episode was a little different because I think going in I thought there was gonna be more depth, but like going into battles, I was like afraid that people were gonna die.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And next episode, if there's more battles. Right, I don't know if I'm gonna be as afraid because, like, I think the show runners are afraid to kill people.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to kill Tormund. Everyone would cry about that. Everyone loves Brienne now.
Like even John and Dany were in awful spots, and we just knew they weren't gonna die. Like, all right, John's surrounded, and then he wasn't surrounded.
All of a sudden, yeah, it was surrounded completely, and then all of a sudden, there's no one. There's just one line coming at him.
All right, well. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get there.
Back to the scene.
Next thing is, so they're getting overrun. People coming in. All right, people running through the gates is when they have to fall back to the castle.
Retreat!
I'll tell you what, everything that they put Dragonstone on was a waste. All these little
Dragon
wood.
Dragon Blast.
Or the
got
Dragon
some
Blast.
kills.
Oh, no,
yeah,
it
there's
didn't.
some.
It got some kills.
No, it didn't.
There were some.
It did. And you can see when they were climbing up the wall, like, they were, like, climbing up in lines. They couldn't climb up where the Dragon Blast things were.
I guess they funneled them a little bit better, but I feel
These
like
lemon cakes are balling, by the way.
They are.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I feel like when they do start climbing up the wall here, they don't have enough people on top of the wall. They should have been better at the climbers. They should have been able to knock them down. Because, again, they were getting funneled up, and it was like a 1v1 on everything. Why not have two swords?
Well, we're not even there yet. Right now we're at the part where it's actually pretty sweet. All the Unsullied were in, like, 3 big, like, I don't even know what you call that. Battalions? Yeah. And they were literally just, they knew they were dying. Like, you see it in Grey Worm's eyes every time they cut to him. He's just, like, sacrificing his own men so that Brienne and other people.
Do you think Grey Worm knew he wasn't going to die? Like, I'm not in this sacrifice.
Well, he's the one that sacrificed all his Unsullied.
I mean, you were begging for it the whole episode.
I was.
Bastard.
I was.
Dick.
I needed it. I have 5 points.
But, yeah, like the fall, like, when they have to fall back and then the Unsullied just kind of, like, form a line, let the next one pass, and then just, like, they step up once the people in front of them die. It's like they have to know
they're going to be dying.
And they're just watching the people in front of them die while they stand there. So we got, I think, just our first, or one of the first cuts of Theon with Bran in the Godswood.
Yeah.
And
again,
Glow
Theon and like 7 people are going to stop the whole fucking army.
Yeah, and like none of them have swords.
For some reason, Theon was killing everyone with ease, though, for a while. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, Theon.
And here's something we brought up last time that we didn't, or we forgot to bring up last time, but Theon's the one chosen to protect Bran. He's like the only one of like the main guys without a Valyrian steel sword right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, hey, we know the White Walkers are going to come for you. So we'll give the guy without a Valyrian sword.
he probably had, well, no, he didn't have a sword.
He didn't even have, yeah, he ran out of arrows and he's like, well,
picked
fuck.
up a spear.
Yeah. So Davos is trying to get the signal for the thing to get lit, but because of the storm, Dany can't see him.
Yeah. It's kind of bad that they didn't expect, like,
A storm coming.
a storm coming.
Yeah, that's like...
They've
John's dealt with
been
them how
there
many
when
times?
it's been so cold.
Yeah.
But, so they're kind of at a loss. They're trying to shoot arrows into the pit, not lighting up. And again, I said this last time, the pit wasn't deep enough. Wasn't deep enough at all. That trapdoor thing didn't work at all.
Yeah.
They made a big deal. Stupid. They came right over it.
They made a bridge real quick of bodies and fucking climbed right over. Made it easy. Little Sandra being a boss, learning that one spell.
Did anyone else have any fear that she wasn't going to be able to get it lit up?
No, it was 100% she was getting that.
They were just, what if it just stayed cold? What if she became a fluke right there?
I really thought there had to be a point for her to be around. Like, all she had done up to this point was light the swords on fire for the people who
That was a waste.
I was like, if she dies here, and she went to Volantis and came back to learn how to light their swords on fire all for nothing, like, this is the stupidest point of everything.
Yeah, but even her lighting this thing on
Didn't
fire
really work.
didn't really work. How many did they actually knock down?
It
They
helped.
slowed him
They
down.
slowed him down for about a 5-minute span.
Yeah, so she learns, like, to light this fire, it lights up. It is going.
Yeah.
It is humming. It is not
That's,
like...
Relora's the real deal.
It looks
I'll
like,
tell you that.
Yeah, seriously, he lit that baby up.
is it in Full Metal Jacket when they're just like the bombing run and you see like the doo, doo,
I never saw it.
that's what that looks like.
Oh yeah, the napalm bomb.
It's like Jeff said, like when we were watching it, like, is there gasoline on that? I don't think they had gasoline back then. I think that's magic.
It went up.
So I also like how John lands in the Godswood at one point and
He's
just
chilling there right now.
for a
Yeah.
while. Danny's out there just like taking passes.
Dany's a badass. If you didn't like Daenerys or you wanted Dany to die, you're wrong. She's way cooler than John.
Yeah. And our boy, the Hound, just pissing his pants because of all the fire again.
He is so terrified.
What a pussy, man.
So here we're going down to the crypt to see everybody. And I don't know if I said it in our theory video, and I don't know if anybody watched that. So I'm going to say it now. The way I wanted this show to end, that I thought would be the most interesting, like, surprise, and, like, make the most sense was John and Dany die during this episode. Like, nobody sees it coming. It would have been like, what the fuck, the two main characters just died. And then we get this Tyrion, Sansa. We're already married. Good king, good queen. It's almost what Douglas said last episode. What did he say? An honorable man and a just woman?
Or something like that.
He's talking about Tyrion and Sansa, not Jon Daenerys. They're the perfect king and queen. I want it to happen. I hope it still happens, but I think at this point, Jon and Dany have made it too far. They might be making it the whole way.
Yeah.
I still believe Danny's gonna die.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I hope so. I mean, I like Dany. Like you said, you have to be nuts not to like Dany after this episode.
Yeah.
But I hope she dies. I want some surprises in this episode. And this is as clear cut as you could have.
I love Dany.
This is a cookie. Like,
I'd rather have John die a second time than lose Dany.
we might get anybody who does watch us might stop watching us after this comment I'm about to make. This is a great episode because I love these characters, but it's a cookie cutter episode.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like I said, they've gone Hollywood.
It is a white bread.
They've
episode.
gone Hollywood.
Yeah.
No surprises at all. The biggest surprise was that Ghost was actually in the episode.
Ghost?
And that should not have been a surprise.
That's the biggest.
The thing that wasn't a surprise
that
was
Ghost showed up on screen was
he
was
ran
the
into
biggest
the
surprise.
battle and never came back into it, so they never had to fucking put him in again.
Dude, it's ridiculous. They can't spend a little bit more time and money on that shit.
Sorry, phone was on. Muting it. Getting just too many people coming at me for my Game of Thrones knowledge.
I do love Tyrion down in the crypts just with his flagon of wine, walking around like super
Two
confident.
flagons.
Two flagons.
Yeah, he
Full.
finished one
full.
off.
Those things were fat.
He
And
finished
he's
one
just
off.
like, I should be out there. I should be killing people. And Sansa's like, dude, shut up. You
What do
can't do anything.
So here was why I brought that up was Tyrion. This is the part where Tyrion and Sansa talk to each other, and Tyrion's like, one of them mentions like,
We
you
should
could
have
be my
stayed
wife.
married.
You could have stayed married.
We should have stayed
Yeah,
married.
she
And
was like,
Sansa's
we would
like,
never work.
And
Yeah.
you said this first episode. You said, why didn't Tyrion make like a funny joke about still
Yeah.
being married? Here it is. He's feels a little lighthearted.
two
He's
episodes
got a little more wine in him.
Yeah,
the real Tyrion's coming. Maybe that's the problem. Danny stopped letting him
Made him
drink.
sober
He's been
up.
drinking since before the Battle of Blackwater, and he's doing good.
Here's the most pointless part of the episode right now. With the worst character of them all, and that's our boy Bran. He sucks.
I think
He's a pretty bad character. I have to agree with you guys on that one.
I might have to admit that I totally had no idea. I hope that George R. R. Martin and I are more on the same page. Bran had nothing to do with he was useless. I was wrong about everything I said. Like, Bran's the most important. He's doing nothing. He's literally in his warg state this entire episode. What are you doing,
Doing
Bran?
nothing.
Like,
Flying
at
through.
first he
Doing
goes
nothing.
into the Ravens and goes and sees something. Okay, cool. But after that, like, we're gonna Ghost.
Yeah.
Find him. He's lost. He's like doesn't know what to do.
Save him or something.
something.
We see the
Don't
crows
just
fly
around on ravens.
for 2 seconds, and then that's it. That's it. It just leads us to the first sight of the Night King. Fast forward, I won't skip too far, I get to it. Bran and the Night King are right next to each other. No words are said. Bran doesn't even say a fucking word. Like, I'd like, Bran, why not say like, hello, old friend, or like some bullshit like that. Or have the Night King say something.
And we get
It's just pointless. That makes Bran, the whole reason that the Night King shows up in the Weirwood, pointless.
and
Like I said last time.
like I thought there was gonna be like we're gonna learn about the Night King, and he just goes to reach for his sword, and I was like, okay.
Nothing. Just
Yeah.
nothing. No knowledge gained from that.
I just love
Only
like,
that Arya's fucking badass and
Mhm.
tackles like Dawkins.
I just love that every time Jeff imitates Bran, he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Everything led us to where we are now. That's exactly the
Exactly
Exactly
says.
what he said.
It doesn't matter.
Him warging the Ravens is a cool way to show off the Night King for the
Yeah.
first time. Because everybody the whole time is like, where's the Night King?
And here's the Night King warging the White Walkers.
From up above. So he's just up above watching.
Just playing the strings, whether they call a puppeteer.
Also, his eyes in this, like, you can really see them. They look crazy.
They're blue
They're
as
like
shit.
And they're like, it's like a star pupil.
I didn't even look that deep.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't look
a
that
7-pointed star?
It
Or?
almost looks like that.
Oh, really?
I saw that in the
Do you think
Entertainment
they'll
Weekly.
divulge more information on him or no?
I don't see how we would get anything now. Like, Brand could go back and find out, but, like, who cares? Like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The storyline's over.
what I don't understand is,
I think George R. R. Martin's going to take it a way different
I
direction.
hope we get a big twist here, because like all the characters or all the actors and actors in interviews were like, the ending, like, nobody guessed it. Like, out of all my friends, like, nobody guessed it. And this is like
We kind of could have guessed it.
this is like what I would expect somebody who's seen all of Game of Thrones one time through to guess.
Yeah.
You know, like not like somebody who doesn't have a ton of background. Like your girlfriend who hasn't seen it that much is guessing, but has literally only seen it for the first time ever. Is like guessing things more than us.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and I guess you have to do that so everybody understands what's going on. That it's like you have to cater to everybody, not the diehard fans, but give us some surprises.
Yeah, do something.
And they all said that nobody, like, that the ending's crazy and that people aren't going to like it. Or
Like,
whatever.
even
So I hope we
them,
get something like
even
that.
them tweeting, like, prepare yourself. There was one, like, oh my god moment in this episode.
Who's the biggest dead character?
Theon.
Jorah?
Theon or Jorah.
Probably Jorah, I think.
Jorah.
But probably the coolest death coming up here. As the Whites are
so this,
storming the castle. They got over the fire pit.
He warged them, so they just sacrifice themselves and, like, put out the fire with their bodies. And then Jon sees the dragon of the Night King hover down and just, like, is just staring.
Do you think the Night King? I guess he can see.
He just,
We don't really know if he's warging or not, but dragons are going up in the air. We're getting an aerial battle.
He's like, just come and get me. Come try it.
There's no way. I mean, I guess they just have enough people that they can just climb on each other's back to make a ramp.
So here's another thing that
You
I
ever
mentioned.
see World War Z?
Yeah.
No.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, but they do it to, like, an actual Winterfell wall. In the
Like
books, the
hundreds.
Winterfell wall is the way that in the books it is
There's an
inner wall that's 100 or that's 80.
No,
feet
the inner
high.
wall is higher.
Inner wall is higher.
Yeah.
Inner wall is 100 feet or yards, meters.
100 feet, I think.
Feet,
That's
100 feet
yeah.
high. And then the outside wall is 80 feet high. And there's a moat in between. So even if the moat's frozen, these Whites would have to do that twice, and you could have people guarding on both walls.
Right.
If this is Winterfell from the book. So
and
this
again,
is a way harder.
everybody
assault.
retreated. When they retreated, they said retreat to the walls, and there's not enough people up there.
Doesn't make any sense.
They should be stabbing down the wall, just knocking them back, and
we're at the
they're
part
like
where
jumping
they're climbing
over
up.
and shit. Yeah.
We're at the part where they're climbing up the wall. We just see everybody, and they're just kind of stabbing at first. And you just know that, like, from every war movie that's ever had somebody defending the wall ever, once one
is gone,
you have each person guarding, like, a crenellation, I think is what they're called, the gaps in the wall, like the gaps in the spikes.
What that word is.
And once that one guy falls, then they just come in from both sides.
Yeah,
there, and then
all of a sudden it falls apart and they're overrun.
It's exactly what happens here. And so here's kind of what we're getting at, where there's these scenes of just mayhem when they're on the wall going, like, outside. And then once they start coming in the gate, just more fighting, just, like, total chaos. And then
Who
all of a
was
sudden,
the weak link?
I think it was just some nobody.
Yeah, it was a nobody.
Some
He
red shirt.
dies, gets...
Thrown over the wall?
Yeah.
What a loser.
So while all this is going on, like, Arya's silent inside.
No, Arya's about to go off right now.
Oh, yeah, outside.
Yeah, or
I just mean, like, this is the type of shit that is happening outside while Arya's inside.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
she doesn't
Exactly.
say anything.
Yeah, there's still all this shit going on. But Arya, just badass from start to finish.
I love how Davos is just sitting there watching her kill all
Yeah.
the fucking Whites and he does nothing. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, how useless is
He's
Davos?
said before he's not a fighter.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's his right hand that has the fingers gone, right?
I think it's left.
It's
Yeah,
his
I'm not
left.
sure.
I think Stannis was nice.
I don't know. We'd have to check. Because, alright, if that's the case, then you probably have your sword hand. There's not many lefties, even though Arya is a lefty, at least in the show.
And Jamie's a force.
Oh, no. That's
he is.
in the book she was too, right? Maisie Williams learned to be a lefty.
Yeah, because of that.
That's awesome. That's why she's great.
After like the
Yeah.
first 3 days of sword fighting, the guy like asked her like, "You're kind of clumsy. Like you like, are you left-handed?" And she's like, "No, but Arya is." And they're like, "Wow, she's just been doing this left-handed because the character is."
That's awesome.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the Hound being a
Yeah,
little
the Hound
bitch.
being a bitch because of the fire is kind of annoying. Like, come on, dude, get over it.
You would have thought he got over his fears by now.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
You
Like,
know,
you're
he
fighting
knows
to
the-
death. You're scared of some fire.
And
Well,
then
he
there's
does say,
a
"Oh, we're fighting to death. We're gonna lose." But
there's a 15-year-old girl just doing deals with a 2-sided spear that she lost really fast.
Yeah.
She fought with it for about 30 seconds.
Her and Gedge are gonna meet up after the battle, and he's gonna be like, "How was the spear I got?" And he's like, "It was awesome, but I lost it in like the first 5 minutes."
So can you make me another one? Can you put steel on it this time?
Yeah. I guess that's not much. Any of these weapons aren't much use after this battle.
I mean, I'm sure they're still sharp.
Yeah.
And they look cooler.
they do look way cooler.
Here we go. 1-1.
Dude, this is one of the best spots.
Not 1-1.
1-1's
No.
cousin.
No.
Gun one.
Gun one.
It looks like the giant who killed Gren in the.
Down in the... They burned that.
They had to have burned it,
Yeah.
but it does look more like him than 1-1. Yeah, so this is leading up to the. So yeah, 1-1 runs in. He's like Lyanna Mormont. We're getting that intercut with Arya running through, like crawling out into the yard, kind of where everybody else is. Oh no, she's up top.
She's up top, yeah.
Because she flies over a roof here in a second.
Which is awesome. Lyanna just getting
Lyanna.
bullied by the giant.
Yeah, we get Lyanna getting bullied by the giant with the Hound kind of in the background of that same area, I think. And then also with like Arya up top. So it's cutting between all this at the same time. Beric yells at the Hound. He's like, "Quit being a pussy."
Pretty much.
This is exactly what happened with the Blackwater.
Yeah.
And finally, he overcomes his fear.
For Arya.
For Arya.
He's got some special feelings for Arya.
He loathes her.
Daughter or...
Well, think about what they said last episode. She sits down next to him and was like, "Why are you here? Like, why are you...
I fought
when was
for
the last
you."
time you fought for anybody beside yourself?"
Yeah.
I fought for you, didn't I?
And here he is. Right, that's what gets him to fight these great people. Lyanna Mormont, a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Charged at this giant with the axe after she's already been, like, backhanded by him.
She was sipping something different going into this battle. She was on MJ's special drink.
Mormonts are just crazy, man.
She went right at that giant's gonads for a kill.
She did.
And she fucking got the kill, man. She fucking did her duty.
She's one for one. KD of 1.00.
Well, I think killing a giant's worth
That's
more
probably
than-
like a 5.0 right there. Maybe more.
Like have you guys seen Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
No.
In the last Lord of the Rings movie, there's the big fight, and Legolas and Gimli, they're always, like, counting their kills.
Yeah.
And Legolas, like,
I've
climbs
seen
up the elephant and, like, slides down, like, shoots the elephant in the
It
head.
still only counts as one.
Slides down, so it counts one exactly. That's like Lyanna Mormont killing the giant. So only counts as one.
All right, here we get the dragons going up through the storm, and
Yeah.
Sweet battle.
the Night King and
This is
Viserion
sweet
just...
little-
This is awesome. This
view
is
right
like
now.
this is probably my desktop background.
Yeah.
That's a
Is
good
these
one.
dragons just hovering up here above the clouds?
But they're just stupid. Like, they're just sitting
What?
ducks.
Yeah. What are they doing?
Divide and conquer.
At
Like,
first, I thought that the Night King had gone down to get Bran, like it was a decoy, and he just comes in like a bat out of hell
yeah.
on Dany's tail.
Danny, it would have been cool if Danny would have had, like, some fur of her jacket or a little bit of hair singe off.
What if Dany pulls this move? Let go.
Jump onto...
And then just like grab the next dragon when he comes underneath. That'd be a cool move.
just
I don't
taking
think
Arya's
she's that
move,
good of a
too.
dragon rider. Just yet. I don't know.
Well, John, like, what is he doing during this whole fight? When, like,
When he's falling.
Yeah,
like speaking of bad dragon riders,
Well, yeah.
dude's got no idea what he's
He's
doing.
got no clue.
He's only half Targaryen, dude. Come on.
I mean,
And now they're sitting ducks again.
Should have got the King's out in the first try.
But again, if HBO is trying to drop that this scene here took all the money, those dragons were an inch big on the screen. That's on every video game ever, that scene
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
do that.
That looks like Kingdom Hearts.
Looks like the dragon from Shrek, the one that
Yeah,
Donkey
exactly.
has.
She had a fat ass, though.
Alright, let's
Who?
fast
The
forward.
dragon.
Oh, that dragon, yeah.
Is Arya about to go in the library?
Yeah, so
yeah, it's the
Let's
sneaking
fast forward
part.
through this. This just doesn't make any sense.
this, again, doesn't make sense. There's no
It's a
noise.
cool scene, but
is
it
a
doesn't
cool
make
scene.
sense.
Like, there's only 6 whites in there?
Like, there's a million outside, and why are these in
And
here?
every-
Why are they
every
all
one of
wandering
them-
around?
Every one of them is giving great effort right now. They're tenacious. And then there's 6 of them that are just being lazy. in the
How do they
library.
hear her blood drops over here, her, like, footsteps? I get she's quiet, but her footsteps aren't quiet in the blood,
Yeah.
blood
Yeah.
drops. Let's be real. You know? It
That
just
doesn't
makes
make any sense.
None
I
of
mean,
this...
she's an assassin. She knows how to be quiet. How do you think she got
Then
by
she
all the
would
White
have
Walkers
she would
and
have
the Whites?
stopped her blood.
Yeah, seriously.
She would have burned her
She would
face
have
or
changed the
something.
face.
Then we get down in the crypts again. You hear everybody
Screaming to
everybody
come
starts-
in,
yeah,
man.
screaming
What a,
like,
that's
"Let
a
me in,
great
let me in,
scene.
Let me in, let me in.
And it goes
Like,
quiet.
And then it just goes quiet. I feel like that happened at another point. Yeah, that hard hum when they're all pounding on the gate.
Yeah.
Like, let us in, let us in, let us in. Then it just goes quiet and like all the shadows.
And then they just fucking come over. Yeah.
This is what this reminds me of. This scene, also besides this kind of reminds me of we said it earlier, the Cersei, Sansa Battle of Blackwater hideout.
Oh yeah, they're about to try to kill themselves.
Yeah, so then we get the Hound and Beric show up, and who has Beric? This was like a real nail biter for us for the draft. Like the whole time,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how he gets out of this.
So
yeah, like he never should have been able to make it.
He does die, but yeah, I was like,
there's a moment where he's getting held by him, and he's just getting like shanked in the back, and he's just chilling there.
Right there. I'm counting one stab.
Yeah, and then we get like an overhead of the Hound and Arya running into a room separate, and Beric comes through with them, and we're like, what the fuck? How did he make it?
Where's he at? What?
This is it. The Hound carries her out. Then there's
2, 3, 4, 5,
a couple more in the
6,
legs, and then there's like a model of
7,
Jason
8,
too.
9, 10.
And these two have their. They had him.
Oh my god, he's like limping.
And then just like
12 times.
Then it just cuts.
He's
and
like
he's
right
like
in the
somehow
door.
There. Like not even far behind either.
Did he come from the other direction too?
It makes no sense. So then they're down here. Where is this? Is this like the Great Hall?
I don't know if we'd be able to tell. There's a big.
Tell.
That's where they were drinking. Look at all those dead bodies.
I didn't see it.
There's 100 dead bodies laying in this room.
I was eating my lemon cake. I didn't notice.
I don't know if there's a ton of dead bodies. Like there was war going on in this room, and now it's just quiet, and they were able to bar the door shut. See it, Beric.
Beric's
Just when Melisandre shows up, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Melisandre behind him.
The Lord of Lights brought him back for a purpose.
At this point, Jeff had thought he was getting a double kill.
Yeah.
He thought Melisandre was bringing Beric back, and she's like,
I thought I was getting fancy with the Red Woman.
And she's like, he's fulfilled his purpose. And me and Glover just like,
thank God.
The only other hope I had was that Arya was going to stab her.
No, because you had Melisandre.
I had Melisandre too. Yep, she fulfilled my team's promise. That's why I drafted her.
So this right here, I didn't notice till at the very end after it actually happened. But she says like your eyes will, like you will close many eyes.
When she said that, I thought she was talking about like a White Walker or something like that.
Well,
not about the fucking Night King.
She said brown, green,
and blue.
And then they all three of them stand there facing the door, and I was like, "Is that the three of them? Like, do they have red?"
Yeah.
That's what she meant at first, and then Arya walks away, and I was like, "Okay." Well, she said the not. What do we say to the God of Death thing?
Not today.
Not today.
Do you think that's just a shout out to Syrio? Like she's just pulling on heartstrings?
And tells her that too.
Did Jaqen say that to her?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think so.
Well, he said it if he did say it, because he knew about Syrio saying it.
How about Arya?
So, but yeah, the blue that your eyes will close many, and the blue is like calling out, "You're gonna kill the Night King,"
and then she runs
because he's got the blue eyes.
And we don't see her.
When do you think Melisandre realized that? Like
the moment she
this is an argument that I have.
She would have been like, "Yo."
She could have been fighting for Stannis at the time.
She was fighting for Stannis, but like,
you think she was fighting for Stannis when she realized
in the
that
future, Arya? I don't know. I mean, again, if we talk about her visions in the book, it's like she has no idea what the fuck's going on.
I think the way George R. R. Martin puts it in the end of the fourth book is prophecies are a whore that'll bite your cock off every time, or something like that. It's just like it's impossible to decipher prophecies. And what I always argue about is like, why is everybody so cryptic about their prophecies? Yeah. Like, why does Melisandre say that? Why not just say, "Hey, this might not happen.
Kill the Night King.
my visions aren't 100%, but I think you're going to kill the Night King. So go to the gods."
I mean, look at this. If we just saw the White Walkers finally get into the Weirwood, they were already overrun.
They're overrun.
They're shooting bow and arrows.
There's so many points.
And there was 30 White Walkers.
Yeah, like how are they going to knock them down with just arrows that quickly?
Until after
another issue, fucking
Winterfell just gets destroyed
by one fucking.
Oh, that was sick.
Then the dragons are fighting each other, which was
Dragon battle.
Dragon battle. And your only hope of knowing the two was that there was holes in the Syrian's wings.
How can he fly with all those holes in his wings?
Flies with a hole in his neck and half the.
He does. Well, I mean, like aerodynamically.
Yeah.
He does struggle to fly later on.
Magic. But yeah, this fight seems.
Who would have thought that Rhaegal would have been the better of the two, or done more damage to the other?
Yeah, so I was getting scared when the Night King put up the spear while he's on the dragon.
Yeah.
I was thinking John was going to get a Valyrian steel sword stab on the other dragon.
He didn't
'Cause
even,
there's nothing
he
that
didn't even pull it. John is so worried about falling off this dragon right now.
They should have put a saddle on.
The Night King falling off is like...
looks like Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Falling into the toy chest. With the arms and legs up in the sky. Yeah, then when Rhaegal lands here and John falls off, I thought Rhaegal's dead. I thought,
how do we
points
not
for me.
see Rhaegal
We
again?
just don't see
We
him
see
again.
Drogon later, but...
Do they just think that nobody's paying attention to the animals? Like, Ghost can just disappear, Rhaegal
Yeah.
can just disappear,
no one cares. No, come on.
Yeah, that's not how it works. We care about them more than the people.
Yeah, seriously, they should know that about.
So now the Night King and John are on foot.
So Danny lights up
The Night
the
King.
Night King, and they took a play out of Star Wars,
Gets
where Luke just stands there and gets
lit up by the
50
AT-ATs.
and is then just there afterwards. Like, as soon as Danny starts lighting this guy up, and they're like making a thing of it.
Look at
I
Danny
remembered
kinda,
what
like,
Bran
smiling.
said, and he's like, I don't know.
No one's ever tried.
He's like, no one's ever tried before. And I'm like, well, this isn't gonna go.
Dude, I wanted this one-on-one battle so badly.
Yeah. The Night King versus John.
Yeah.
That would have been sweet. I
Like
don't
an
know why they
actual
didn't do
sword
it.
fight.
The thing is, maybe we get it, because it turns out that the guy that Arya killed was actually just a hologram of the real Night King, who was still in the north, sitting on a rock.
He was using his force powers.
Projected himself. Yeah. So
Uh,
we could still get it.
the Night King giving a little smirk is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had a little...
He had a little
He had
personality
tooth,
to
yeah,
it.
he had some tooth
He
this
did.
episode.
How about that?
He had a better personality than Catelyn Stark.
Yeah,
More
true.
about personality than Bran now.
Yeah,
Look at
for
that.
sure. And she's just like, fuck.
Get
me.
out of here. Retreat.
Running.
I think I would have rather Jon Snow kill him in a battle than
Arya?
the sneak Arya attack. I mean, the
Nah,
sneak
you're
Arya
full,
attack
dude.
was
I went
sweet.
nuts when that
That
happened.
was sick. Don't get me wrong, that was awesome. But as he was running up to him, I was like, "Yes, this is dope."
How about John not even making it to Bran?
I hate to say this. I can't
Try
say
it.
it.
Say it?
I can't. It has an Endgame spoiler in it. You haven't seen Endgame.
Oh,
yet,
yeah,
so.
do not
I'm not gonna say it. But I feel like Jon Snow.
Spoiler.
If you take Jon Snow out of this episode, I don't think it affects the outcome.
Doesn't do a thing.
It doesn't affect the outcome.
He doesn't
Yeah, which
do a
is
thing.
bullshit. He's more important than that. As much as you guys hate him, he's more
I
important.
don't hate him. I just like Danny more than him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good. He is.
You hate him.
He's a boring character.
He's,
It's not that I want him to die. Just that
he's
he's a
very
boring
black
character.
and white.
He's just like Superman. Superman's also like you
Yeah.
can't hate Superman. He's just kind of boring.
Yeah, I got you there.
He's always gonna come in and save the day.
Oh, dude, like
I kind of like that he doesn't get the kill because it makes him not Superman.
yeah.
It's like somebody
I
else
agree.
saves the day.
Yeah, he's human. Did you think when he was gonna have a shot, like running at him? I thought he was gonna have a shot to at least
I was
take a
thinking
swing.
like, it would be sweet if they had like a mini. Even if they had a mini battle and he got knocked down and not killed for some reason.
When I didn't understand, like when he started raising his hand, like once he goes palms up on both sides,
Yeah.
I knew what he was doing. But once he's raising just one hand, I'm like, is he just gonna like force toss John? I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, surrounded.
This is
Completely
crazy.
surrounded.
This is
John has
absolutely
like
crazy.
people 2 feet from him in all directions.
All directions.
All 360, and then it just cuts away.
This is when all of our like characters that we've lost come back too. Liana,
Yeah.
Ed,
Ed.
You know what I'm
bunch
surprised by?
bunch of Blood Riders.
I'm surprised we didn't see any White Walkers from
Hardhome.
well, just north,
Yeah.
like Hodor. Hodor would have been a great White Walker to show up.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one.
Also, we got no,
Direwolves.
Yeah, Direwolves
Summer.
would definitely show up.
we got no giant ice spiders.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get giant ice spiders since we didn't get elephants.
I was about to say they didn't have elephants. There's no way they're making giant ice spiders.
Here's
Take a
the thing.
Are they
screenshot
an
of
actual
this.
thing?
Take a
Giant ice
screenshot of
spiders?
this. John with the people right behind
And he'll
him.
cut it back.
And then in 10 seconds from now, without him behind him.
What is that?
Are they like confirmed in the books? Giant ice spiders?
Old man.
Old man.
Old Nan Tales. I mean, she's been right most of the time.
Here come the others.
But yeah, this is when all the White Walkers, like the actual, the others.
And
the
also
White
more
Walkers
White
were-
Walker battle. There wasn't enough.
None of them.
in the battle.
There was none.
Yeah.
Alright.
Why couldn't they be fighting somebody?
This is when all the dead start coming out of the crypts.
Do you think it took the Night King raising his hands closer to the crypts for that to happen?
Yes.
What do you mean?
So like him just raising his palms or
Yeah, he has
Raising the
proximity
dead,
proximity or
raised the
something.
crypts of Winterfell while he was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I don't get is
Gilly's right there. It didn't say a fucking word.
How thin is
That's
the
what I'm saying.
stone that
I'm like-
these like weak dead people are fucking breaking through?
Yeah. It
I
doesn't
don't
make
understand
sense.
that.
It's an old crypt. It's old stone.
I thought there was
Dude,
gonna be
there's
something.
fucking buildings
They're
with
the
all stone still.
undead. They're the undead.
Again, I'm not saying it's not
Not
cool.
superhuman.
I'm just saying, like, I thought there was gonna be something cool to happen in the crypts. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, what actually ended up happening in the crypts was
They hid,
expected.
And then Night came
and
alive, and
Yeah, people were calling that out during the week.
everybody called
all
it
week.
out.
I didn't like it. I was
Like, oh, you're gonna hide from the living, rising dead in the crypts where you bury the dead. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
oh, there's John.
And then they
Lynch.
cut back
Yeah.
to John.
Did
with
John just
nobody
kill
there
100 people that were standing directly behind him?
Or Danny did like a flame run behind him, but judging.
There
by
was no fire.
It makes,
Danny saved the day.
Yeah, and then does the stupidest thing ever by
yeah,
keeping
and just
Drogon on the
lands
Yeah, what a
Drogon.
fucking
What
idiot.
is she doing?
Get out of there.
It's
dude.
just
Bronn! Bronn! We have to get Bronn!
It's just like when
No, you don't. Let the fucker sit there and die.
it's just like when she lands it in the ice like last episode. Like, don't
Yeah.
land, get him on, get out. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah,
Don't hang out
quit
on the
taking your
ground.
time. And now you're just letting
Even
them all-
Drogon, like, what is Drogon doing?
Yeah.
Even if
You
I'm
can't
Drogon
fly?
and Danny's like, stay down. I'm like, fuck you, I'm getting out of
Yeah.
here.
Now Drogon is the perfectly obedient dragon.
Yeah. Like, oh,
And
you
he's getting
stabbed?
shanked more than
I'll
Beric.
just stay here.
Yeah, he did get a lot of stabs. But, I mean, you have to go pretty deep.
He's a
for him.
big dog. I wonder if, like in the book, those stabs are just melting the the knives and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's so
yeah,
hot.
I never thought of that.
Question: does one dragon glass arrow bring down Viserion?
Nothing brings him down.
But would it?
Would it have? Maybe. We don't know.
Danny gets tossed off. Drogon runs,
And there's a herd
Yeah.
of.
and it almost looks like right here there's not that many on it. And then like it cuts back, and they're just like they just keep
They're purple.
reappearing.
And they're purple.
And they are purple.
That's because of the darkness problem.
Let me
I didn't
look for
see
it.
Jorah come out. I like missed
He's
the
not
part where
out
he
there.
rode out.
He didn't. He just.
Well, that's
he's
what I was
already
thinking. I was like,
standing.
who the hell's going to come
No,
out?
somebody
save her?
said that it showed Jorah riding out.
Nah. He said he was the one that closed the gate. How's he out there?
I said that, and Hickey said
Right,
they
you
showed
said
him right now. Here's why the
Jorah was
crypts.
gonna
Here's
bang
why
her
everybody
once.
coming alive in the crypts. Like they made the crypts have to be so important, and you get the cool scenes of Sansa and Tyrion, but nobody important dies,
No.
so it doesn't matter at all. It could have
And,
not been in the episode.
Like,
at all.
there's a
It
lot
doesn't
of
matter.
chaos going on, and once they turn the corner, Varys is just like chilling there,
Yeah.
bloody. Like, all right, how did he get bloody? You don't see anything. I honestly thought that they were gonna attempt to kill themselves here, Tyrion. And
Well, like
Sansa.
I'm just saying, yeah,
I didn't think that. I don't really.
I didn't think that at first, but once somebody mentioned it, it was like very Romeo and Juliet-y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have made sense for like he's holding their hand.
But listen,
Kisses
like,
her hand.
Why
They
did
bang.
Why did they do this? Unless this comes back to like matter next episode with like, oh
Like
my god,
Tyrion
Lyanna's
Sansa.
body is no longer in the crypt, or like there's dead people, like our ancestors are like. Unless it's one of those things, this doesn't matter. If this doesn't happen in this episode, nothing else, like it doesn't end any differently. So why put it?
Another thing I was incorrect about: Winterfell did nothing. I thought it was going to be
No
enchanted,
natural,
like
yeah.
with Bran to build her shit, and it did nothing to withstand.
I can't wait to see what it looks like next episode.
It's going to be a fucking ruin with a bunch
Like
of dead bodies.
drag-
Yeah, they called it
holes.
a ruin after what?
After Ramsay.
Reek did
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. And also, I guess we know at this point that unless there's some other shit that we weren't expecting gonna happen, the aftermath trailer that we saw with like Jamie's
Yeah.
hand, like that wasn't actually
Like honestly, how
Wait, I missed
in
that part. Jamie's
the
hand.
trailer when everything's just like laying around?
like that
I
can't be real because
Yeah, I had long claw. On
Well,
the-
also
well, he's
there's
alive.
no
His
dead
hand could
bodies.
be off of him.
in that
Yeah.
nothing's burned. There's no dead bodies. It's just kind of like white snow. What here? It's like
Like how intact is their army actually going to be? They're going to be. They don't have numbers now.
decimated.
Yeah.
They can't fight Cersei.
They've
like-
got the dragons. That's about it.
2 dragons. I mean, that's enough. I guess.
the episode was so much fun to watch. I don't want people to think I don't like it, but looking on I don't like the outcome of this episode. The episode was awesome and it was cool to see everybody fighting. But where we are now, I don't like it. Where like all the heroes lived and
Yeah,
people
okay.
that died were.
It's
were,
episode
like,
3.
We had like D-list characters dying.
Yeah, but it's
Jorah
episode
is like
3.
a C-list character.
It's episode 3.
Maybe B.
He's probably closer to B.
B-.
Also, when this dragon is like shooting flame at Jon and he's just running around, like
And
hiding-
the walls are
stones
staying
real
up.
quick. Yeah, like
maybe Winterfell is magic because this dragon literally destroyed the wall
But
in
the
like
outer
2
wall,
minutes.
was that not a Bran the Builder outer wall, maybe?
a
They had to
Brandon
rebuild
Builder
it after
walkway.
Ramsey or
Dude,
something.
they need to get some gangster music with fucking Night King walking with his...
With the
Ain't
squad.
nobody fucking with my clip. Clip. Again, it just shows more unrealistic, like, character totally doomed scenes. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
again,
Brienne's literally crying for the heavens right now. Like, she might be... Sam is crying. 'cause of the-
literally crying.
Theon, you're a great man. Fuck you, Bran. I'd be pissed if I was Theon.
he's not a great man. He killed 2 children and burned them alive. Maybe not alive, but burned them.
Maybe that was just like Bran telling him, like, go kill yourself.
Yeah, like, alright, it's time for you to sacrifice yourself for Winterfell. Or for no reason.
So I think maybe I would have been okay with Theon killing the Night King if it happens exactly like the beginning of Troy, where Achilles gets called out and he has to fight the huge guy in the other army, and he runs and he's like duck. If Theon like ducks 2 ice, he like blocks an ice here with his shield, throws it away, ducks the second one, and then when he gets close, like does like a juke, and then like
Right in the neck.
Theon has the most predictable attack right here. I thought he was at least gonna try like a slide up.
Dude, that would have been sweet. That would have been dope. The way you were
Just
saying
a
that.
joust charge.
He's literally jousting without a horse.
The rule is, if you're running with a spear, you have to scream.
Yeah.
Your blow will never land if you were just quiet.
You run 2 times faster if you're screaming while you're holding the spear.
Whoop-ah. Matrix. See ya.
He is so quick, dude.
Not quicker than a cat, though.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So, no time travel.
Yeah, no talking about
No time warg.
Aegon.
Nothing with Bran warging to show that he could have been the Night King. Like that whole theory.
About the whole burn the king thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. Maybe they show some of it later on, but
I mean, I feel like we're talking about stuff a lot, but we might not be actually calling out what it is. So we're at the part where the Theon's actually bleeding out. The Night King was just looking at him. And here the Night King walks up to Bran. They just stare at each other.
They just stare at each other.
Nobody
Big
said
stare
anything.
off.
they don't do anything.
Do you think Bran knew it was going to happen?
I don't
Can
know.
he see the
Maybe-
future
maybe
or
he's
just the
raping
past?
It doesn't make
Well,
like...
He
green
can just see the
dreams.
past, right?
He's green dreams.
I don't know. It's not clear. Jojen has green dreams. Does
I think
Bran?
Bran gets
Bran
them.
does in the book. Night
Right.
King walks up to Bran.
The
I
slowest
thought
walk of
I
ever.
thought he was gonna like put his finger on his head,
Something.
head, and like try and turn him or something.
No communication.
Nothing.
John's hiding behind the wall. Night King's up with Bran.
Like you said, John should kill the dragon. At least something would change.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
It would
everybody.
have some effect.
Yeah, it would have been cool. Like John did nothing.
I like that Bran's not even like watching
Not
him
even
walk
phased.
up.
Yeah.
It'd be the only cool thing Bran actually did.
And somebody else said, "How does Arya get to him?"
She has a hell of a jump.
Like theoretically, he is looking through all of the White Walkers or the White's eyes at the same time.
But he doesn't look like
Holding
he's
them.
working right now. Like, I guess he does.
I mean, it's when he's on the dragon
Look at his
earlier and
eyes,
he's
dude.
warging, his eyes do go
His
different
eyes are
colors.
clear. Yeah, they were bright
they?
blue. They were like...
They were it was more like a faded blue, really.
Because I get that if it's just these 3, Bran, Night King, Arya, how she can sneak up. But when he literally has eyes, and like what, the other White Walkers who are behind him don't
Yeah,
say
like
like
his boys. Like
maybe they
the
can't
generals.
Well, no, she whips by him. You see, like, air go by one of the guys, and so I was like, oh shit, someone's showing up.
what?
You
Really?
see it, they show White Walker, and there's
Before
like,
this? Before she
What do you
attacks
think
him?
he was about... Oh, he was
Like
grabbing
right
his
here?
it's like
sword.
right now, right there. And I was like, oh, who's showing up?
Dude, what? I didn't notice that. It's a great call.
That's why I was like, oh shit.
Dude, and then the hand switch. I don't know if we talked about this earlier, but I said after.
What a play. His eyes were a little late there.
Wait, you know what else? Did they just copy Star Wars? Does it? Who pulls that move? Somebody pulls that move.
Ray.
Ray.
Ray drops the lightsaber.
Wait, when'd she do that?
Does Kylo catch it? She like drops it. There's a
No,
part where somebody catches
she's
it.
like getting choked out.
Oh, she's
drops
like
it,
spinning.
stabs it, and then throws her lightsaber. Kylo catches it
Yeah.
and ignites it into the guy's eye.
They're stealing some main things from Star Wars here.
Well, they showed that last.
Yeah, it's definitely a good callback to the Brienne Arya
Arya
sparring
did
scene.
her dagger switch before the Star Wars came out.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think so.
Yeah, it should be
Years
true.
ago.
I wasn't watching live back then, so I don't know. I wasn't sitting through it like you guys.
All right, so we're getting here to the end.
George just
died.
fell.
Ari killed Night King. All the bad guys fall.
John realized he just got lucky and did nothing.
I wish we
Stand
got
on the
some
wall.
like post-battle conversations. Like I've never been in a battle, but I assume it's got to be like after you win, the combo's got to be kind of like you're so hyped. It's
Yeah.
got to be like after like a post-football game win.
Everything I've heard
Well,
is
like,
the
like,
best.
I'm
The best
talking-
thing after a fight is a woman.
But like when
That's what they
I
say.
mean,
Everyone.
like when I'm talking like after a football game, we won. I'm going over. I'm talking to like the guys on defense who like I don't like see during the game. I'm like, dude, you should have seen like this happen. Like I saw you had this awesome tackle. Like I wish like I want to see like Jamie go up to like Tormund and be like, dude, when you threw that guy off the battlements, that was fucking sick. 'Cause that's what they would be like saying to each other after the
No,
shit.
you don't talk
It-
about that. It's how all your friends are dead around.
Or like John going up to Arya and being like, dude, you have no idea how close that dragon was to roasting me when you.
I don't like that
You
Thank
saved
you
everybody.
so much for doing
Yeah.
that.
I don't like that a lot of these guys didn't get last words though. Like they should have at least let Jorah say like Khaleesi, you know, like Khaleesi in his fucking broody voice.
I feel like everything about these deaths is like so like cliche action movie that like I'm okay without it because it would just be like a little bit more cliche.
just like a coughing Khaleesi. I don't know. Like he would
If
have
anybody-
been able to say a word there.
I wanted Dolores Ed to get dying words.
Yeah,
Sandor still
So the
alive.
Hound emerges.
just hiding in the
Do
library.
you think he bagged
Great hall.
Melisandre?
Not a
It's
bad
weird.
play.
Like right, like why
Not
was
a bad play
Melisandre
if you're
there?
trying to get in there.
Did she kill him?
Yeah, what did they do?
She throw fireballs.
Did she throw fireballs?
I don't know.
That's like the last person ever the Hound would want to be chilling with, like the red fire
Yeah,
goddess.
the fire goddess.
It also doesn't make sense. Is she cool now? Like, is she just happy with her life?
Yeah, she's like, alright, I did my purpose.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe it's the type of thing she said with Barrack. Like the Lord brought him back for a purpose.
Yeah, she
She
did
has
her
fulfilled that
purpose. Now
purpose.
she doesn't need to live anymore. To deal with the things she's done. Like,
Yeah.
I love how
Oh,
Davos still at this point is like, I need to kill this girl.
And his sword is still in its sheath. Like he
Yeah.
literally hasn't pulled a sword out for this entire battle, but he's gonna pull it out
For the Red
Melisandre.
Woman. That's all he was worried about. Like, come on.
Pussy.
She takes her necklace off and she becomes old, and Davos is like watching the whole thing.
She
Go
gets
ahead,
well-
Nels.
It looks weird. She looks like there's something about her, and maybe it's just the old hair. But I thought when I
She's
first saw her, I thought she was
white.
the Night Queen.
She is white as a skeleton.
But that's because she's
skin is
fucking.
white,
She's
her
old
hair
as
is
shit.
white.
She just like disintegrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If we would have seen her eyes and her eyes been like a pale blue,
Yeah.
it would have been a little bit different. But
Yeah. All right, so we basically just watched the
whole episode, yeah, you're gonna be able
if you
to
load
edit
this
some-
up with us, you might have to fast forward once or twice to keep pace, but you're basically able to watch it while we watch it. I could put it over top, but I don't know if I want to do that work.
Nah. There's two things you need to show the pictures of John
So the picture of John before-
surrounded and then not surrounded.
That's oh my god, ridiculous. And then Arya's diving jump.
Yeah.
I'll
I might
Compared to
make that.
Dawkins.
I might make that my fucking wallpaper on my work computer tomorrow, just so I can feel like a
I like
badass.
the two dragons up in the
Yeah,
air. Sweet.
All right, well, we do have work tomorrow, unfortunately, and I still got to get this edited out to you guys before anybody else, because we're always the first one to you, except for last week, because Flo did not send me the right audio file.
That's not my fault.
But thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with episode 4, which is another 80-minute episode.
There we go.
Close enough.
Go
Arya the
Throners.
killer, let's go.